Hi, this is Susie Ellis with the Global Wellness Summit and the nonprofit Global Wellness Institute. It's World Mental Health Day, and it was first observed on October 10th in 1992. The idea was to give some visibility and importance to this important aspect of well-being and not just to focus exclusively on physical health and wellness, which up to that time was the focus. The idea behind the day was to raise awareness, to promote mental well-being, to support mental health initiatives, to reduce the stigma, and to advocate for improved mental health services. I thought I would share with you three topics that I feel are important from my vantage point, heading up the nonprofit Global Wellness Institute and the Global Wellness Summit. Those three topics are the following. One, some definitions. What is mental health? What is mental wellness? Is there a difference? Second, I want to address the stigma. And in the interest of helping to reduce the stigma, I'm going to share two case studies. One is the gymnast Simone Biles, who, by the way, will be with us in person at the 2023 Global Wellness Summit taking place in Qatar. And the other is my own mental health and wellness journey. And third, I want to share some mental health practices, some practical ways you can work to improve your own mental health and wellness and assist others. So let's get started with what is mental health and what is mental wellness. So the World Health Organization, I like to reference their definitions because they're used all over the world. Their definition of mental health is the following. It is a state of well-being in which the individual realizes his or her own abilities, can cope with the normal stresses of life, can work productively and fruitfully, and is able to make a contribution to his or her community. That's a pretty good definition of mental health, I think. Now, in 2019, the term mental wellness began being used, and our researchers at the Global Wellness Institute decided to devote a year to studying and defining it because it really was a new term. The GWI, Global Wellness Institute, defines mental wellness as an internal resource that helps us think, feel, connect, and function. It is an active process, and I think that's an important piece distinguishing between this and mental health. It's an active process that helps us to build resilience, grow, and flourish. Mental wellness is proactive, wellness-focused, consumer and private sector-driven activities, and basically things outside the box of psychiatry, psychology, and clinical medical spheres. Our researchers' study that came out in 2020 is titled Defining the Mental Wellness Economy. And I have a copy of it right here so that you could just take a look at it. It is available on our globalwellnessinstitute.org website, and it is free. So that entire research is available for you. And the amount of revenue per year that is dedicated to mental wellness in the year 2020 was 121 billion. And basically, they looked at this sector in four different spaces. Number one was senses, spaces, and sleep. Number two was brain-boosting nutraceuticals and botanicals. Number three was self-improvement. And the fourth category was meditation and mindfulness. And as I said, the full report is available for free on the nonprofit globalwellnessinstitute.org website. Now, secondly, in the interest of helping to reduce the stigma, I'm going to share with you two case studies. One is the gymnast Simone Biles, and the other is my own mental health and wellness journey. I'm going to begin with U.S. gymnast Simone Biles. Simone Biles is widely considered the greatest gymnast of all time, having won more Olympic and World Championship medals than anyone else. What she might be even better known for these days is her decision at the Tokyo 2020 Olympics at age 24 to drop out of the women's team final and 4 individual finals to prioritize her mental health. You might remember that happening. It was a very, very big surprise. She made the decision to withdraw, citing mental health concerns and the twisties, a condition where gymnasts experience disorientation and a lack of spatial awareness during their routines. This decision demonstrated her commitment to her well-being and emphasized the importance of mental health in elite sports. Since that time, she has shared openly about her mental health struggles. In fact, it was her openness and advocacy for mental health that caught our attention when we were deciding who to bring to Qatar for the 2023 Global Wellness Summit. It was a unanimous decision that we wanted Simone Biles to be with us for this landmark event whose theme is A Time for Transformation. I'm going to be interviewing her on stage during a keynote conversation on November 7th, and I plan to ask her to share in more detail how she's managing her mental health issues and what advice she might have for others. I'm aware so far that she emphasizes the need for athletes to prioritize their mental health. Number two, she advocates for increased awareness and destigmatization of mental health challenges. I think that really helped that she mentioned this and came out about it, because all of a sudden it wasn't such a taboo topic. Number three, she emphasizes the importance of seeking help. Number four, speaking openly about her experiences, which she does with others and even with the media, and engaging in therapy and counseling to manage and address mental health issues. If you're not aware of what's happening right now, after a 2-year hiatus from the sport, she had basically announced she was retiring. She decided that she's going to be coming back and competing again, and that's happening right now. And she is, in fact, at this very moment, the international gymnastic finals are happening in Belgium, and she's competing right now. So fingers crossed that she's going to do really well. And if she does, then that means she'll likely be at the Paris Olympics. The gymnast, Simone, explained during a press conference that she put mental health first because if you don't, then you're not going to enjoy your sport and you're not going to succeed as much as you want to. So it's okay sometimes to even sit out the big competitions to focus on yourself, because it shows how strong of a competitor and person that you really are, rather than just battling through it. So the 26-year-old has had additional opportunities, as I mentioned, to now add to her medal collection, and it is likely that we're going to see her at the Paris Olympics. In the meantime, she'll be with us in Qatar in November. And then if Simone Biles is transparent about her mental health struggles, I thought, well, maybe it's a good time for me to be a little more transparent about my own. So my mother suffered from depression. Back then, there was very little that could be done, and even being diagnosed was unusual. But she did suffer from depression, and my father was an alcoholic. I too have struggled with depression for many years. Fortunately, being in the spa and wellness industry for the past 4 decades, I was able to get educated and learn about proactive solutions, and I'm happy to report that I have attained a strong level of satisfaction and fulfillment as a result. Here are some of the practices I'm committed to: daily exercise, healthy nutritional choices, as much as possible, eliminating or at least having very little alcohol. And in the past years, as I'm getting older, I have had to put more effort into maintaining and developing friendships and to prioritizing sleep. I have taken antidepressant medication for many years and continue to do so now. And I have to admit that I take the opportunity to participate in as many spa and wellness programs as possible around the world. And the next one will be at Zulal right after the 2023 Global Wellness Summit. The third part of my discussion with you today is to share some practices and practical ways toward mental health or mental wellness. And here are some of those, some that I've mentioned and a few that I haven't yet. And all of them, by the way, that I think are really a major focus at a lot of spas and wellness resorts around the world, and especially Chiva-Som in Thailand and Zulal Wellness Resort in Qatar. So practices regular exercise and physical activity because it releases endorphins, which are natural mood boosters. It reduces symptoms of anxiety, depression, and stress, and improves cognitive function and sleep. Healthy diet and nutrition is a big sector. Mindfulness and stress management. So that would include things like meditation, deep breathing or breath work, progressive muscle relaxation, and yoga to reduce stress. Strong social connections, family, friends, and a supportive community. Seeking professional help and support. Psychiatrist, psychologist, a counselor, maybe a coach to start. And in general, prioritizing self-care, getting adequate sleep, limiting substance abuse, setting realistic goals, engaging in activities you enjoy. That's kind of a summary. And of course, one of the best ways to get started on turning these practices into habits is to participate in a destination spa program. There are many spas around the world, but I have to say, two of my favorites are Chiva-Som in Thailand. It has been a leader in transformative wellness for 28 years. I have visited a couple of times and have loved it. And the new Zulal Wellness Resort in Qatar, which will be hosting the pre and post summit experiences for our delegates who are attending the Global Wellness Summit in November. And finally, I do want to say thank you to founder and chairman of Chiva-Som, Khun Krip, and congratulate the Friends of Chiva-Som campaign for inviting me to share some thoughts on this important World Mental Health Day. It is my hope that the definitions I shared, the example of gymnast Simone Biles and my own mental health issues, as well as the list of some practical steps all of us can take to improve our mental health and well-being, have been of value. And for those of you who might want to join us for the 2023 Global Wellness Summit in Qatar, taking place November 6th through 9th, and Simone Biles will be there on the first day, feel free to reach out to me through the GWS or GWI website, and I'll be happy to see what I can do about getting you an invitation. And if you're in Qatar, we'd for sure love to have you there. And I think that there'll be a lot of information we'll be sharing after this event that will be exciting also about this topic of mental health. Thank you.